Hey Sam, I was wondering if so I know a lot of people in summer internships this year, as well as a lot of analysts that are only a month or two into the job. I was curious if it's uh, effective or efficient to network with either of these groups. Um, One for referrals, I assume the summer intern wouldn't be able to give one. But two, maybe getting a contact from that person.
So the question is like, is there a point in networking with summer interns?
That and analysts, full-time analysts who have only been at the job maybe like a month or two, or maybe they are incoming, but haven't even gotten to the job yet.
Got it. Honestly, dude, personally, I probably would not bother with those people because you only have so much time to network with bankers, and choosing to network with people that are less likely to help you, like it costs you just as much time as it would cost you to network with someone that is more likely to be capable of helping you. And so there is ultimately, like, you have a fixed amount of, you have like 24 hours in a day, like there is an opportunity cost. When you choose to network with this one person, you are also choosing to not network with someone else. Does that make sense? And so, first of all, there's no way a summer intern can give you a referral because they're not even a full-time employee yet. Nobody cares what they think. Also, they're just trying to get their own return offer. They're not going to be interested in like calling in favors or using up like the non-existent political capital that they have at work on you, right? Even them asking or like connecting you with someone or making introductions is kind of like, to be honest, just out of place for them. And I don't know, like personally, if I was a summer intern, I wouldn't want to do it. And so that's one. For incoming analysts that have only been on the job for a month or two, like the same thing, right? Like the chances of them having any say whatsoever over like who gets interviews or not is slim to none, right? Like they just got on the job, you know? And in fact, like for analysts in general, like most analysts, I would say, have very little power when it comes to like directly deciding whether someone's going to get an interview, right? The exception to this is if that analyst happens to be on the recruiting team that's responsible for your school. But there will only be a recruiting team for your school if your school is actually a target school for that firm, right? So typically, like if your school is a target school for the firm, then there will be like a small team of alumni from your school that currently work at the firm across different seniority levels, and they're responsible for like screening all the applications from your school. And so if there's an analyst that's on that team, like part of that small group of people, then sure, like they have like direct influence over whether you get selected or not. But like most analysts are not going to be a part of that group, right? And so if they're not, then the most they're going to be able to do is, in my experience, just talk to you and give you some advice and whatever, which is like, it's nice, but it's ultimately not really what you're after, right? Like you don't really need advice. You guys get all the advice you need in here. You just want the referral, right? If you go to a non-target school, then there's not even going to be a recruiting team dedicated to your school. And so then it's even more pointless, right? Like, and so like in general, I would just say the more senior the banker, like the more likely it is that they're going to be able to help you, right? Like for someone to actually give you a referral, two things need to happen. One, they have to be willing to give you a referral. It means like they like you and they want to help you. And then two, they have to be capable of helping you, right? So like if an analyst likes you, that's great. But if they have no power and they aren't capable of doing anything, then you're missing half of the equation, right? So the more senior someone is, the more capable they're gonna be of helping you, and then like, so that to me is always like the better bet, right? The trade-off is, hey, senior bankers are, busier, they value their time more. So you might argue that they would be, less accessible, but this on the flip side of that, like what I find is most of the people when they're networking, they're just like only reaching out to analysts and associates and junior bankers because they're more accessible. They are closer to you in an age. They are less intimidating. Feels like it's easier to build rapport with them, like whatever, right? Like people have all sorts of reasons for why they do that. And so while senior bankers might be less accessible, there's also less people reaching out to them, right? So in the end, like, is it really harder to get them to talk to you? I don't know. Maybe if it is, I think maybe it's only like slightly harder in my opinion. But like the thing is, if you just have one good conversation with a senior banker, that might be enough to just get you the interview, right? You might have to have many, many good conversations with an analyst before you kind of like find the right one who can actually do something for you, right? Does that make sense?
Yeah, thank you. Appreciate it.
Yeah. Hey there, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you're looking for more customized advice that's tailored for your specific situation, then I invite you to book a free strategy session with our team at the link below. We'll talk to you soon.